The first time they stole her wheelchair. Nobody stopped them the second time. People watched by the third week. It had become a ritual. Her name was Alira of Vesk. On her world, gravity was light and gentle. Bodies grew tall and thin there. Bones were hollow lattice, strong in soft air, fragile under weight. When the Galactic Exchange Program chose her for integration studies on Earth, she had smiled with both hearts. Earth did not smile back. The gravity pressed on her like a constant hand. Her legs trembled after minutes. Within days, she could no longer stand without help. The school district provided a reinforced wheelchair built for her elongated frame, a sleek silver device that adjusted to her spine ridges and tailbone crests. It became a target. Westbrook High had banners about unity. It had posters of planets and slogans about diversity. It also had 3 boys who thought cruelty was comedy. They waited until between classes when halls flooded with noise. They would roll her chair away while she was transferring to the restroom rail. Or they would unlock the mag clamps and push her gently, just enough to drift her into a locker bank. They never hit her. They never left bruises. They just took her mobility. Alira learned to lock her jaw ridge and say nothing. On desk, conflict was solved by formal challenge or quiet distance. She did not understand this soft harassment that thrived in laughter. The teachers rarely saw it. When they did, the boys smiled and claimed confusion. It was on a grey Tuesday that Daniel Reyes noticed Daniel was not a hero. He was medium height, medium grades, medium everything. He liked robotics club and sketching ships in the margins of his math notes. He had learned early that drawing attention invited trouble. He had also learned what it felt like to be watched and measured and found strange. His father had come from far south. His accent still slipped when he was tired. Daniel carried that with him like an invisible backpack. That Tuesday, he was late to biology. He cut through the side corridor near the science wing. That was where he saw her. Alira sat on the floor against the lockers. Her long silver hair hung forward like liquid metal. Her chair was gone. Students stepped around her. For a moment, Daniel did too. He felt it in his chest. The instinct to keep moving. The knowledge that stepping in meant stepping out of safety. He stopped. He crouched in front of her. Up close, he could see the faint shimmer in her skin. The way her pupils were vertical slits that widened when she focused. "Where's your chair?" he asked. Her voice was soft and layered, like 2 notes at once. Temporarily relocated. He glanced down the hall. He already knew who had it. He had seen the trio earlier, snickering near the vending machines. "Can you stand?" he asked. "For 11 seconds, she said. "After that, structural compromise is probable." He nodded once. "Okay," he said. "I've got you." He slid one arm under her shoulders, the other beneath her knees. She was lighter than he expected and heavier than she looked. Her body was long and delicate. He rose carefully, feeling the strain in his back. A murmur rippled through the hall. Daniel did not look at anyone. He adjusted his grip and started walking. Her fingers tightened in the fabric of his hoodie. He could feel the tremor in her muscles as Earth gravity pulled at her. "Destination?" he said quietly. "Biology," she answered. "Room 214, same," he said. The hallway seemed longer than usual. Lockers blurred past. Someone laughed. Someone whispered. Daniel kept walking. When they reached the classroom, he nudged the door open with his foot. The teacher, Mr. Hargrove, stared. "What is going on?" Hargrove demanded. They took her chair again, Daniel said. She needs it. Hargrove's face shifted from confusion to something harder. Set her down carefully. He said. Daniel lowered Alira into an empty lab seat, supporting her until her balance stabilized. Hargrove stepped into the hall and barked a command. 5 minutes later, the three boys stood outside the door, pale and silent. Behind them was the missing wheelchair. It did not stop the ritual. The next day, the chair vanished again, so Daniel carried her again. The day after that, the same at first, people recorded it on their phones. A human boy lifting a tall alien girl, bridal style, down a high school corridor was spectacle by the end of the week. It was routine. Something changed in the air when the trio tried to grab the chair on Friday. A girl from track blocked them with her body. Not today, she said. On Monday, 2 seniors from the football team walked beside Daniel as he carried Alira, clearing the path without a word. On Wednesday, the robotics club built a tracking tag into the wheelchair frame. It chirped loudly if moved without her wristband. The trio's laughter grew thin. Daniel never made speeches. He never confronted them directly. He simply showed up. Every time Alira began to speak more in class, her insights into xenobiology were precise and startling. She described ocean forests that floated in mid-air on Vesk, anchored by magnetic tides. She explained how her species mapped emotion through subtle shifts in skin luminescence. Daniel listened. He asked questions. He treated her knowledge as normal, not exotic. One afternoon, as he carried her across the courtyard, she said, "On my world, physical contact is reserved for kin or bonded allies." He almost stumbled. "Sorry," he said quickly. "I can stop if you want." Her eyes brightened, a faint pulse of blue under her skin. "I did not say it was unwelcome," she replied. Word spread beyond the school. A local news crew arrived. They filmed Daniel lifting her with steady arms while students walked beside them like an honor guard. The headline read, "Human boy carries alien classmate." After bullying, the trio was suspended, but the story did not end there. Gravity tolerance. Therapy began to strengthen Alira's muscles slowly. With adaptive braces and careful training, she managed 12 steps. Then 20. On the day she walked the length of the hallway unaided, the entire school seemed to hold its breath. Daniel walked beside her, not touching, just close enough. At the final locker bank she swayed. The old fear flickered across her face. Daniel extended his hand. She looked at it. Then at him. Instead of taking it, she straightened. Her steps were shaky but firm as she reached the classroom door alone. Applause erupted behind them. Alira turned, skin glowing bright silver blue. "In Deskian tradition," she said, voice carrying across the hall, "a warrior who defies gravity for another is named Skybearer." She stepped toward Daniel. "I name you Skybearer of Earth." He felt heat rise in his face. He was just a kid who had stopped walking one day, but as he looked around at the students who had chosen to stand, at the empty space where cruelty once thrived, he understood something simple and enormous. Humans did not have hollow bones. They did not have light gravity or magnetic oceans. What they had was stubbornness. What they had was the strange ability to see someone on the floor and decide that was not acceptable. Daniel smiled, small and real. "Tomorrow," he said quietly to her, "you might not need me." Alira's eyes gleamed. "Tomorrow," she said, "someone else will."